So it's day 3 of the EMO Hannover India World Tour that is taking place in Bangalore, and I am being joined by Mr. Pfeiffer, Senior Vice President of Sales at Deutsche Messe AG. Sir, the India tour of EMO Hannover is taking place in 5 major cities across India this time, which is a strong testament to the rising global aspirations of Indian manufacturers. So could you please share your views on the rising presence of Indian manufacturing companies during the EMO Hannover show, as well as India's expanding presence at the show?
Yes, of course. I mean, we see a lot of potential here in India. This is why we go very deep into the market. Today we're in Bangalore, we went to Chennai, we went to Pune, we still go to New Delhi and Ahmedabad. So we feel that there's even more potential to the market, to the industry, because it's on the uprise. And this is why we invest a lot of time and invest a lot of communication with the people. And this is what makes the difference. This is why we actually are very hopeful that we will rise the visitor group, because we already have a stronger participation of Indian manufacturers coming as an exhibitor to EMO in 2025 in Hannover.
Now that we know about the rising presence of Indian manufacturers at EMO Hannover, could you please provide us with the percentage of growth that you expect to see in Indian exhibitors' participation, as well as the Indian visitor footfall at EMO Hannover?
Well, we will have still 6 months to go in sales. So before we are ready with all the sales, I'm I'm hesitating with numbers and percentages in growth of exhibitors, but we will be very stable, that's for sure. So we will reach the number of 2023 for sure. But for example, yesterday in Chennai, we had great conversation with a new exhibitor coming from Chennai, LMW, first timer for EMO. So there is growth. I'm for sure very hopeful on that. And we will have a good represents of visitors coming from India. Last time we had 2,000 visitors coming from India, and I'm very sure there will be more this time.
That's great to hear. Now, I would like to bring the focus towards a beautiful concept that you spoke about during your presentation at the World Tour, which is serendipity. So you spoke about how, the beauty of trade fairs is that people come together to create a community network. And when they do, it creates an opportunity to come across for coincidences to happen. And when people draw value from these coincidences, it's called serendipity, as you said. And so could you please elaborate on how serendipity comes forth during the show of EMO Hannover?
It's hard not to make use of serendipity during a trade show, because there's close to 2,000 exhibitors. There will be more than 100,000 visitors. So it happens like every day, every minute during such a trade show. So when people meet by coincidence, when they see by coincidence a new product they couldn't look online before they go into the show, something happens. They get new impulses, they see new solutions, they see references from different industries, and this is what happens. This is true for Indian exhibitors, for European exhibitors, people coming from Asia, all over the world to Hanover to experience that, because online it's very tough to produce that. One-on-one works very well in online communication, one-to-many as well, but many-to-many is not really working. We tried that during the pandemic a lot, also in trade shows, but we really believe in the concept of meeting in person, because we're human beings and we interact with each other, and through communication there's innovation. And this is what EMO is about. And especially for nations or exhibitors coming from far away, it's sometimes hard to bring huge piece of equipment, machinery, things like that. But people should do that, because during EMO you need something that catches the eye, that is interesting, that entices a communication or a talk. So this is what people should bring, and especially people from India have a lot to show, because there's so much experience, there's so much lively communication in the market, it's growth in the market. So there's a lot of things to see and there's a lot of things to experience. So bring the enticing and interesting stuff to EMO and people will talk. And that's what it's all about.
Lastly, so as you mentioned, the Indian manufacturers have a lot to show. So what would your advice be to Indian exhibitors to fully prepare themselves to exhibit at the show?
Well, it's a customer journey. It's like you want to catch yourself, like you need to prepare that online before. You as a media company doing a lot of things online, LinkedIn, so you are a very good reference to link to and see as an exhibitor what are people doing, how are they inviting people into the journey of tension and building up this tension with innovation, with new products, with solutions, and with the offering of being there. So the trade fair stand can be a lab, it can be a stage. It's not only for a product and a poster, it's a lot more. And this is what they should build up online before. Then they should use the 5 days in presence for live communication and then use what they produced as a content during the trade show for the debriefing of the show and use it later online to see and to show other people what happened and to give them the possibility later on to buy into that again and think about it and have second thoughts and then go deeply into those aspects and solutions.
And there we have it. As Mr. Pfeiffer said, be open for serendipity, because as EMO Hannover is one of the world's leading trade fair in metalworking and manufacturing technology, serendipity is bound to be an experience for everyone.